Hello, hello, and welcome to Simulacra Studios presents Vampire the Masquerade, Burn It Down. I am your storyteller, Scott, and here are my lovely players.
Hi guys, welcome to the game. I'm McKenna. I play Cadence, the Chaos Gremlin Gangrel, and we'll see what shenanigans she gets up to tonight.
Quite.
Hey everybody, my name is James Davey, and I play the sensational synesthete and seer DJ Second Sight Alex Mars, our group's resident Malkavian and all-around troublemaker.
Hi, it's me, Mo. I'm going to be playing Willow today. Everyone's favorite sad Toreador, and she's still just a little bit upset about Indra. She'll get over it.
We'll see.
Hi, I'm going to be. My name is Austin, and tonight I'm going to be playing Roman Semenov, the very tired Hecata.
Oh, so tired.
He's getting there.
And tonight we
He's
will
just
be.
like, I'm aging.
And
fast.
tonight we will be joined by a guest.
Hi, everybody. I'm Abby. I'll be playing Julia Garrison, visiting Toreador with a lot on her mind.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and start the evening where we left off with everybody in their respective havens. I believe Cadence and Willow are at the communal haven, or is only Cadence there? So Cadence and did you go back to the communal haven, or did you go back to your house, Willow?
I think I stayed. I think it was at that sort of point in the night where I didn't have a lot of time to go back. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Or was there still night to burn?
There was. I think there would have been. It's up to you whether you live fairly close to the communal haven, so it would be a Willow's decision.
I'm gonna say after the bad feelings she felt after that interview, she probably went home.
Okay.
I'm gonna say.
All right, and I believe Alex, as you go back to your apartment, I believe was the plan for you, since you have no more hunters on your ass.
Yeah, since my enemies are dead, I'm gonna go, I think for the first time in several months, back to my apartment in Buckhead.
Okay, and Roman, I know, was in his haven when we last left him. So we'll start the evening with everyone in their respective corners, separated for the evening. And I'd like for the four of you to make a rouse check. Julia, we'll get to you in a bit.
That's good, baby.
I succeeded at that.
Okay.
As did I.
Oh, that's a rarity.
I know, right? I can count on one hand the number of times she's actually succeeded a hunger roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about Willow?
I succeeded. I'm good.
Okay,
I'm
fantastic.
still hungry.
Yeah, what's
in
every
my opinion? Yeah.
what's everyone's hunger at? 3? Okay.
Alex is at 3.
1?
I believe I'm sitting on 4.
Oh, so Roman is pretty damn
Or
hungry.
not 4 hunger. The other way around. I was thinking of it like gas tank. The way it used to
No, gotcha. So you're at 1.
be. 1. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Sure about to get real grim there.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So I think Willow's probably the hungriest.
Yeah.
Is she gonna take care of that? Is that a thing that she's on her mind, or does she want to get to business?
I think it's probably on her mind. I feel like maybe in the hours or the little bit of time before she went to sleep, she probably just started texting people or looking on her computer for past victims
Okay.
that she could maybe revisit or anything like that.
I mean, you know of a couple of places that you can easily break into. You have some people who you've seduced one way or another. What's the mood? Where's she going? What's the
gas station Greg with all of his swords? How's he doing these days?
He's doing all right.
Oh my God.
He's still living up in Alfreda. But he will
You guys thought
definitely
I forgot.
yeah, he will definitely come and meet you for a hookup.
I want him to see my fancy house.
I mean, there are no end of shitty motels and
Yeah, we can do something like that.
okay.
Sure.
So
I'll get him a nice bottle of champagne or something, just to, like,
nice.
make him think maybe one day he'll have a sugar mama, which, if he plays his cards right, who knows? I could ruin his life. It'll be fun.
God, I'm pretty sure I dated you in college.
Nice. So yeah, so that's fine. Yeah, you are able to get that hooked up. Meet him in a shitty motel and get him where you want him.
Here, take some crystal. I'm sure you'll like it.
He's all like, you always have the best stuff, baby. And he is fairly easy to get into a state of neck exposure.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so
I'll take one from him.
okay, so you'll get yourself down to 2.
Yeah.
All right. So
That's
yeah,
enough for me.
that takes a little bit of your time. Roman, you're
Yes.
waking up in your haven. You're kind of north of it's kind of north of Midtown. What's on the agenda when he wakes up?
So, what evening is it?
It is the next evening, so it's the night before Christmas.
Ooh.
Right.
So tomorrow night will be Christmas Eve, as well as your meeting with the Hecata.
Yeah. All right. So I think first thing I'm going to do is I guess I'm going to I don't know a whole lot about these people.
Sorry, it's thunder.
Yeah,
No
we got
problem.
thunder.
It happens.
I don't know a whole lot about these people, but I know enough. I know that it's important to make a good first impression.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably didn't make an extremely strong first impression with the first few that were here.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I'm probably going to go out of my way to buy some nicer clothes. Just generally
Nice.
something he does whenever he feels nervous anyway. It's just like he's very into retail therapy.
Sure.
And so
Well,
I'm
you're-
probably gonna go and
You're pretty close to a place called Atlantic Station, which is kind of an area of town that, for lack of a better term, got terraformed into a high-end retail and living commune. For lack of
That is the best possible explanation of Atlantic Station.
Indeed. So yeah, you can
Round
definitely.
that up.
Yeah, there's boutique stores. There's a big fancy theater. Condominiums everywhere.
There's a Fry's.
There's a Fry's, yeah.
The shoe store, not the electronic store.
And there's an IKEA as well.
There is.
So yeah, you're able to find yourself into a boutique, men's clothing store. Get yourself some very fancy duds. Alex,
something nice.
what is
Yo.
up with Alex when he first wakes up?
Well, Alex is going to. He hasn't been home in so long, and home is kind of. He's got his major recording studio there. He's been sort of spinning on the side wherever he's got the chance, but he hasn't really been able to write. He's been spinning but not writing.
Sure.
So he is going to take some time to try to formalize some of the songs that he has been spinning around. The main ones that he's going to work on, he is going to work on formalizing the battle music, the song he was spinning to get everybody in the frame of mind to fight against the power before they killed his sire.
Sure.
And he is going to also spend some time writing I don't want to say a dirge for Madison, because he knows for a fact Madison isn't dead, but sort of like a
A requiem,
Inspirational.
perhaps?
Not-
A requiem?
More like I'm gonna find you. Don't worry. But like obviously there's no words. It's all just electronica.
A bro down. Gotcha.
Yeah. So he's gonna spend a lot of time just formally writing
Okay.
a lot of the songs that he has sort of spun.
All right. Well, that definitely will get you into a headspace. Cadence, what about you? When she wakes up, you're alone in the communal haven. What's her agenda?
So she's got two things that she wants to get to work on. One is that I believe the plan that we had was to try and get some of the food that was being distributed at the women's shelter that the prince was runs, to try and see if we can get some of the Bane tainted food, so Roman can have some actual proof that the watering hole has been poisoned. So she is going to probably, I imagine with the way she makes her money, doing the check fraud and whatnot, she probably has a couple people who can actually go to the banks during the day to facilitate that fraud. And I also imagine none of them are particularly well off. So she would probably try to take advantage of that to see if there were any of her, any of those folks who might be willing to head over to.
All right. What I want you to do.
Try to pick up some food.
What I'd like you to do is, hold on, give me a second. Look up their character sheet. Good old fun character sheet. I want you to just go ahead and give me a manipulation plus streetwise, and you can add your contacts.
Okay, awesome. And that's is that an extra die for each dot in it?
Yes, it is.
And I'm sorry, because what attribute did you say? Did you say charisma?
Manipulation.
Manipulation.
Because I'm saying that because you probably want to like keep the details on the down low, so because
Yeah. Right. Same dice pool anyway. Ooh, fancy. 2, 4. That's 6.
All right, you're
with a crit.
Awesome.
Or actually, no, because if the 10s are worth double, then that would be 8 with a crit.
Nice. Yeah, so you are able to get your people on that, and they should have it to you within a few hours.
Awesome.
Was there another thing she wanted to take care of?
Yes. She's just going to text her brother and and ask him if at all possible in the next week or so he could try to just get like a letter somewhere, because she wants to actually write something out to Inja. She's been thinking about that more, and she doesn't like the way that conversation ended. So she just wants to say, can you get something discreetly to this address?
Sure. Yeah, he says he can.
He's comfortable doing that.
He says he probably needs to case it out and figure it out how he needs to do that. But yeah, he's absolutely ready to do that. So
right, cool.
I would like Willow and Cadence, since you're the ones that are in the domain, to give me a wits awareness roll, plus any aspects that you might have active.
So that's red die, which is good. Wits and awareness. Not a great roll, but I do have prospects.
3.
Okay.
1.
Okay.
Yes.
So while you're getting stuff taken, as you're heading back to more closer to your house, Willow, you hear something in the neighborhood. There's something going on. There's like you're hearing strange strains of music. You can't exactly pin it down, but it is odd.
Is it almost like a distant block party?
No, you can't really put your finger on it. You're just hearing very off-putting, strange, out-of-place sounds of music. It doesn't sound like a party. It doesn't sound like, someone rolling with their system up. You're just hearing these weird strains of music. Cadence.
Oh yeah, I imagine. Oh, go on.
Cadence, as you're making way through the territory, probably doing a quick patrol after you get some shit started, you hear a couple blocks over this music, but you're able to pick up on it much better. It sounds like an ice cream truck. In the middle of December, in the middle of Atlanta at night.
Yeah, that's weird. She's gonna investigate that further. She's gonna start meandering over to where she hears it.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to head there. Are you going to be human form? Are you a dog? How is she going with that?
At this point, it's not super late in the evening, and she thinks this is weird, but not necessarily dangerous, so probably normal Cadence.
Okay. All right, yeah, so you go over a couple of blocks, and you see this weird-ass big ice cream truck. Like, this is not your normal, like, box van style. This is more like a minibus that's been converted into an ice cream truck. And it's very big, and it's just sort of lumbering around. And I'd like you to roll me a wits politics.
Okay. I'm not exactly sure how politics fits into an ice cream truck, but I guess we'll find out.
Maybe somebody is known for having such a dread vehicle that inspires fear.
Is my no politics or not?
Either that or it's Mayor Lance Keisha, or Keisha Lance Bottoms' ice cream truck.
I mean, yeah.
I got 2.
2 successes. It's actually not too hard to pick out. You've heard about the circulatory system before. Which is a fairly new organization. It's kind of like a meta sect that's all about getting blood by request to kindred. It's basically kind of Uber for blood. But you see sort of the subtle signs, like you see some. You see like very subtle clan heraldry on a couple of the ice cream designs, and you sort of see the branding of the circulatory system, and it's just sort of slowly going down the block, playing this like really janky ass ice cream music.
She's gonna meander up to the driver's side, just walking alongside the truck until the person driving it notices her.
Oh yeah, like he'll roll to a stop, and the person in the driver's seat is he's a young-looking man, like big, huge, like bushy, dyed, filled with glitter beard, and he is wearing like a pure white, like ice cream jerk suit. He's got the little hat on. And he just sort of like turns to you. He's got like these really small little shades that barely cover his eyes. And he just says like, hey kid. You want
my God.
Yeah, you want some ice cream?
She just looks at this guy, eyebrow raised, just like, what the fuck? That is her expression. Like, this is what you're doing to yourself. Okay. And,
he's like, we got all kinds. We got happy ice cream. We got sad ice cream. We got angry ice cream. We got horny ice cream.
All right. I'd
got
like to
chocolate.
Based on this guy.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and roll that.
free.
Now I just want to know what residence is chocolate.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He is definitely rocking a beast. But like really kind of stoned. Like the beast is just they're both him and his beast are vibing.
Oh god.
Okay. All right. So she's going to lean on the where his window has rolled down. Just be like, all right. So clearly you're not from here. So first off, this, and she motions around, this turf is currently mine. So I want to know how long you're going to be here, where else you're going, and if I need to worry about you.
He's like, "Oh, this is yours?
Yep.
Cool. I got something for you."
Okay. What's something?
Delivery?
Delivery.
Yeah, big ass suitcase.
Okay. Well, where is it?
It's in the cooler.
Would you mind getting it out for me?
I mean, all right. He like puts the thing into park, goes back. You hear some like rustling around. You hear like some clunking around. Like clearly he's like wrestling with something ponderous in the back. And then you hear the back door of the bus open. And he says like, "Come and get it."
She's going to walk around to the back cautiously.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to say, whatever it is, you can dump it on the sidewalk and I'll grab it once you're gone.
He's like, "Well, I'm not going to dump it because they say it's real fragile, but cool." He's like, "Don't worry about it. We got settled up for delivering this thing." And he like very sort of ponderously, gingerly sets down a massive suitcase. Like it's got the roll, the wheels. It's got like a the thing that you pull it by.
Mm-hmm.
But this is like if you're trying to cheat the one bag rule at the airport. And like you get into a huge argument with the check-in person about it clearly says one bag, but they go on and on about size restrictions. It's that kind of suitcase. It's incredibly massive.
Okay.
And he sets it down, and he gets back up, and he says like, "You sure you don't want any ice cream?"
I'm sure.
He's so scary.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll be in town in case you want some ice cream.
Sure. And she's going to take out her phone and she's going to quick snap a picture of him and the ice cream truck and the license plate. She thinks Willow might want that.
Taking pictures of shit.
All right. Cool.
Take pictures of shit.
Yeah. So he gets back up into his driver's seat. He puts the car back into drive, and he actually drives away at a little quicker pace, but the fucking ice cream music just keeps on keeping on.
And she's just gonna stare like she's so confused by that entire look and scenario.
Wild encounter.
Yeah.
That is a cursed encounter that you just
Yeah,
had.
that is very cursed. She's gonna take that suitcase and she's gonna roll it into a nearby alleyway and just unzip it a little bit and take a peek inside.
Okay, so you unzip it, and it actually is a little hard to unzip because it seems to be very full. Like it's heavy when you roll it.
Mm-hmm.
And you are able to zip it a little. And just from peeking in, you see that it is filled with, if you could guess, it's probably like Fix-A-Flat is some like hard foam that was clearly sprayed into it.
Huh.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
And that's
So
what you
this
see
is
when you pee.
probably, yeah, this is probably a little bit more than she's going to be able to investigate in an alleyway. She probably needs some good lighting for this.
Yeah.
So she'll get to hauling that back to the Haven.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to get it back to the Haven with a little bit of effort because it is so very big and ponderous.
And I'm also tiny. So.
Yeah, I mean, you got it. So yeah, you're able to get it back. Do you do anything with it when you get there?
She is going to actually open it up.
Okay. So when you open it up, you can open it up and you see it is filled utterly with this sort of hard plastic foam that was clearly kind of like sprayed into it.
Mm-hmm.
But there are two items sort of on the top layer of the foam that have kind of been like foamed into it, so you can still see it. The first, it looks like a laminated napkin that has a kiss on it. Give me a wits plus your highest Voldry rating, please.
Okay. That's the highest rating. Is 4. That's a no-go.
No go.
Or-
You
No-go,
don't.
7 dice and got nothing.
Yeah, that perplexes you. The second item does not perplex you at all, because you know that when Benji went up to Boston and made that arrangement with the Tremere, he told you that he gave him an old hat of his as a way of letting you know that the guy that you're meeting with is the guy that he talked to.
Okay.
Like, it's a hat that you'd recognize anywhere, and it's just sort of stuck into the foam.
Huh. Okay. So she's going to get to try to prying those out.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to get them out. They're not hard in. They're not, like, stuck into the flat. They're just sort of like, it looks like they were there just to sort of keep them in place.
Okay.
But, like, you can, like, looking at it, you can tell that there's clearly something bigger in the foam.
Yeah. She's going to start trying to pull the foam away and get at whatever's inside there.
Okay. Give me a strength athletics, please.
Okay.
One success. Yeah, you're digging at this thing. You're able to get a section of it, and you see what looks like on one side of it the neck of a like magnum-sized wine bottle. And there is etching in the glass that has like vines, and you think like the edge of a flower petal.
What the? Yeah, she's gonna keep slowly chipping away at that until it gets out, and she's gonna send a text to the group chat that just says, "We got a weird package."
Okay, so
Alex is going to laugh at the very clear pun there.
Yeah. No.
Okay, so Roman, you have just about got your clothes together when you get this text.
I check my phone. I start weird package. Go ahead and just enter. Just like weird package could mean anything, and I'm sitting there like, is it the
Code.
Is it the violent type of weird package? Question mark, question mark.
She will take a picture of what she's done so far. You know, take a picture of the kerchief and the foam and the suitcase and put that in the chat.
Okay.
I'm gonna text and drive and say, "Quit taking pictures of shit. I'll be right there."
Willow, when you see the stuff that was in there, you recognize that napkin.
Ooh.
You gave it to Salvador.
Ooh, I'm suddenly very uncomfortable with this. Like in general.
Okay.
So who gave it to you?
Send the picture of the weird ice cream delivery guy. Just be like, circulatory system, I think.
Is he just cruising down the fucking street like that?
Yup.
Oh my god. I thought I had a creepy van. This is bad. Well, keep chipping open. What else is in there? Pull it all out. Come on.
So
you don't get a response because she's too busy chipping away at it.
So
she's concerned.
So how do Roman and Alex react to this interchange on the text?
Yeah, it's just kind of like that is a weird package. All right, I'm on my way. I'll see you guys there.
Yeah, I just sent him a message that says I'll be there as soon as I can be, and then I'll get a driver while I do a thing that I'll send to the group chat in a second.
Okay. Yeah, so eventually you guys are all able to meet up at the Haven. Alex probably shows up a little bit later, and we can resolve whatever it is that he's dealing with. But yeah, by the time that you all get there, Cadence, you have been able to sort of excavate these two, like, party-sized champagne bottles. And you can definitely tell one of them has, like, this etching all over it of, like, vines and thorns and roses. And the other has etchings of arcane symbols all over it. And there, you sort of dig in. Once you get it out, there is a very small card, and it just says, pour us out for the movement.
Okay. All right, she's gonna wait until the others get there before she does anything else.
Okay.
Set those on the counter.
Indeed.
Or on the floor, or wherever they'll fit, and just sit back and wonder why.
Sure thing.
There had to be a more efficient way of doing whatever this is trying to accomplish.
It says
why.
It says pour us out for the movement.
That's what it says.
Oh no.
So, a night full of ominous proceedings. Who gets there first?
I'd probably say Willow would get there first because you were closer.
Yeah, that's true. I was in earshot of this nightmare van, so you're right. No, I guess so. When I come in, Cadence, have you like put them all up, or is it still like all over the floor? What am I coming into?
So you're coming into a pile of foam that has been sort of put into a pile as she was tearing it apart. The suitcase, and then like next to the suitcase are the two big wine bottles, and then the hat and the handkerchief.
So, a scary man. With
Not scary, just weird.
No, there's something scary about that. I might be wrong. I might be misinterpreting it. This feels scary, right?
Yeah.
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 I know a creepy context.
Like, if I just saw him wander in the street, though, I'd think he's just weird. But yeah, no, the truck definitely makes it scary.
Okay. And so, do these bottles or this hat mean anything to you?
Well, the hat, I sent my brother up to Boston to talk to try to get us someone to come look at the mirrors, or the mirror that Madison went through. And so he gave the hat to the guy who's coming to talk to us about that. So the handkerchief though, I know.
No, that's a 1998 Givenchy handkerchief. Only 500 were ever made, and I gave that to Salvador.
Why would you let?
I can tell. There's lipstick on it.
Okay, so.
I mean, unless one of the 499 other people just happen to have it and like smear lipstick all over it.
I mean, that's definitely the shade you were
They
wearing that
shouldn't.
night.
They're unhinged.
You know
Only
what?
someone unhinged would smear lipstick all over such an expensive piece of cloth.
I will take your word for that.
So yeah, I would say Roman and Alex would probably show up about now.
All right, I sent that.
I saw.
I sent that. Yeah, that's what I sent to them.
It's lovely. It'll go up on a tweet soon.
Because I'm not taking this seriously until I get there. When I get there, I'm going to kind of look at the box, going to look at the wine. I'm going to remember the news that I recently heard about what's going on in California. Nobody finds it all suspicious that the wording here, let pour us out for the movement.
No, it feels like Super Alice in Wonderland. You know what I mean?
Okay,
The
cool.
But
entire
I'm not gonna pour it
situation's
out.
mind-boggling. I'm not gonna try to explain it. But
I'd like to examine the bottles.
Okay.
Just sort of like shake it around. Is it like? How does it
They're
feel like they're
they're
full?
very, very filled with liquid. They are sealed with a cork and this sort of deep mahogany colored wax over the cork.
We don't know who this is from.
well, it's got something to do with either a Tremere contact I got up in Boston and Salvador Garcia. Why both of them are somehow linked to these weird wine bottles, I could not tell you.
Oh, I did ask him for. Okay. Well, I mean, someone should open them up.
I open one of them.
Okay, which one are you opening?
Pop open the other.
Okay, so you're opening them up at the same time.
I'm stepping back.
Yeah, you
Cadence can do that too.
Totally stepping back.
pop the cork, and you are immediately assailed with the smell of vitae.
Mm.
I'm gonna call Salvador Garcia, as he left his number with us when he left last.
He did leave a
Nice.
contact that you could attempt to get in touch with him. It doesn't pick up, but you're able to leave a
course
message.
not.
That was good.
The message is, Sally, old boy, just got a most distressing message. Are you still alive? If so, it would be great to hear from you. Your friend, Love, Alex.
Alex is an incredibly common name.
He knows which one.
Just saying. Does he? Does he know which one? Are you and him
Of course,
friends? You hang out?
I'm famous. I'm literally famous.
You spend a lot of time hanging out with old Spaniards. You do that?
No, but he's got the albums. He's listened
like I
to them. We
would've
talked
probably
about it.
met
It was a
you.
whole thing.
So
Oh,
a couple of
that's
moments
true.
later, Willow, you get a text that says stop wasting time. Pour yourself some drinks.
Well, Poppy says bottoms up, so come on,
Oh,
guys.
that's from Sally. He's okay then. All right.
Sally, yeah, that's what
And
you're
I
calling.
pour a glass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which one are you? From which one are you pouring?
What are the distinctions between the two bottles?
One of them is etched in vines and flowers and thorns. The other is etched in very sort of esoteric arcane symbols.
Vines and thorns.
Okay. As soon as you tilt the bottle, it's like gravity. Gravity has other plans, and all of the vitae comes rushing out in a way that is unnatural. And when it all comes out, it like pours onto the floor, and then it reforms itself into the form of a woman. Julia. First of all, please give me a rouse check. So
Sure.
roll a single d10. And if it's a 6 or above, you do not get hungrier.
I am not hungrier.
Okay. So why don't you describe your character for the group?
Sure. There is a woman, somewhat overweight, in a men's white button-up shirt with carved wooden jewelry. Hair is brown with streaks of gray back in a bun, with dark blue jeans and what appears to be a boot hunting knife.
And Julia, the last thing you remember was you were in Boston, and there was this sort of elaborate arcane ritual that Malthus told you was how you were going to get to Atlanta. And you remember downing a bottle of downing a glass of wine and vitae, and then things got fuzzy, and then now you're here. And Cadence, you do recognize this kindred.
Fuck.
Agreed. Malthus. Is Malthus here?
Cadence
I
look
look-
over at the other wine
I-
bottle.
Yeah, I looked down at the wine bottle. Maybe. I'll go ahead and pour it.
Okay, same thing happens. Vitae comes rushing out. It forms a puddle on the ground, and then it forms itself into a tall, wiry man. Looks middle-aged, and is sort of looks like he would fit his features, his haircut, just his general, physical demeanor. Looks like he belongs in a library somewhere. But he is dressed like top Paris fashion. Like,
That him?
yeah, like he sort of cricks his neck, looks over to Julia and says, "Did the travel? Did it all work? Y'all in one piece there?"
I am. I'm
Good.
not sure you explained this as well as you could have, but yes, it seems to have worked.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Magic is fucked
Hello.
up. Hi. Cadence. And he just sort of looks over and says, "Cadence."
That is definitely Cadence.
Yeah. Hi.
You rang.
I'm so sorry, Malthus. I am Julia. You have a problem of an occult nature?
Yeah.
Oh,
I just-
yeah.
I wasn't expecting to.
Well,
And
the
for
time.
some reason, I wasn't thinking you were getting here until January.
Well, timetable got moved up and misdirection. We're here now,
Fair
though.
enough.
Yeah, you.
Yeah,
your
that's good.
your boy said that you had something you needed me to look at, and you had the need of potent blood as well.
Okay.
Oh.
So, we got ourselves a fancy magic mirror that we're trying to make sense of. That we can't. And
So we're all just cool with this then. Everybody's just fine. This is just every day. This is just another Thursday.
it's not
Right.
just another Thursday, but at this point, I am like past questioning the weird stuff.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna have a drink, and all right.
Hello.
Yeah, could you get me something? Thank you.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And there's an ice cream van going around.
The ice
We
cream
have
man
guests.
was weird.
Maybe you should.
So, nighttime's burning. What should we do? How do we want to handle this? And I know Julie over here has some business as well.
Okay. So what's your business? So we can all be on the same page on this very weird, out of page order evening.
Absolutely. She looks over at Willow. Miss Walsh, correct?
Oh, yes.
Excellent. I would like to speak to you at some point in regards to the city.
Of course. As a matter of fact, since he's here and we had a situation that needs potent blood, I just need to go to my house real quick to get a little something, and then I'll be right back. Do you want to come with me?
I'd love to. Thank you.
Okay, cool, because I might need a little help getting it into the car. All right, let's go. She wants to go get the bug.
Oh, I'm well aware. So yeah, the two of you head out, head over to Willow's place. We'll get back to you in a bit. So at the Haven, there's the three of you and Malthus, and he just sort of looks around, looks for a place to sit down, finds a comfortable looking chair, and says, "How can I help you?"
All right. So, like I said, we have this mirror. Well, we don't have it currently. The ministry is keeping it for the moment. But it's like kind of a portal of some sort, only we only saw it work once, and we kind of need to get it open again so we can snag the guy back who went through it.
He says, I'm assuming you have a cordial relationship with the ministry?
We're okay with each other, I guess. Like, more okay with them than others in the city right now.
So getting there and taking a look at this mirror isn't going to be a dangerous situation?
No, not at all. I mean, no more dangerous than it normally is interacting with a Sedite. You gotta be careful what you say, but they're not gonna, like, shank us.
Very well. Are we going to attend to that, or are we waiting for your friend to get back with whatever issue number 2 was?
She looks at Roman and Alex.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what issue number 2 is myself.
I was informed that... Sorry?
Oh, it's the bug guy. They're going to wake up the bug guy. Yeah, they're totally going to wake up the bug guy. Hmm?
The what guy?
Right, we forgot.
We found a torpid kindred. I think it's a torpid kindred, but it looks like a cockroach, and we're trying to wake it up to see what it is.
Why the fuck you want to do that?
I don't know. I don't know anything anymore.
I no longer have any clue what I'm doing in my life.
That much is evident. We don't. We shouldn't wake that thing up.
We're hoping that it knows some things that we might not. I guess I don't know.
Is there any evidence to suggest that this may be the case?
Yeah.
If you want, you can call Willow and ask her what she wants to do, or what is the logic is behind what she wants to do. But
if anyone would like to give me a roll of wits insight, please.
Gaze into the enigma.
Do a wits insight.
I got 4. Not terrible.
That's funny.
I also got 4.
Okay. Roman, are you going to make that roll as well?
Well, I got 2.
Oh, 2 successes? Cadence and Alex, while you guys are having this back and forth, you notice that Malthus has sort of gone still. And his eyes are sort of darting between all of you. And
I understand.
he is actively stone-facing.
Uh-oh.
Cadence is gonna look at him. You okay there? Sorry, this is
He says,
We're not being the most hospitable sorts.
I'm here on a business trip, so I don't expect hospitality in the traditional sense. Well, God, that's a word. That's a bundle of words that means a whole different things, doesn't it? I'm not here expecting to be entertained.
Well, you might just find it anyway, depending on how dark your sense of humor is.
I've seen quite a bit of this terrible world. So, are we waiting for your associate?
I guess, do you want to wait to see what happens when they try to wake up a weird bug man, or do you want to, like, I leave that up to you.
Well,
Or you guys,
if I'm reading your intentions correctly, you need me to wake up your weird bug man.
Fair enough. Okay.
I'm-
All right, well, we'll wait for them to get back, and then we can do the mirror after.
All right, so Julia and
Should
Willow.
we call the Setites and let them know?
Yeah, I'll give them a ring and let them know to expect us.
Okay, yeah, you can send that message off. So, heading in the car, Willow and Julia. It's not a terribly far ride away, but what's the conversation like in the car?
So, what do you want to talk to me about? Just us.
Of course. Do you prefer Willow, Miss Walsh? Oh,
Willow's fine.
excellent, Willow. I was sent here at the request of Mr. Garcia. You sent a message that you needed another pair of eyes?
I do need a little bit of help, just in general. So the city is compromised. Like, the Anarch movement here is about as compromised as they come because the, Baron is a Ventru. And Anarchs here aren't really Anarchs.
Can you clarify?
Sense maybe me or you might be used to. They are dominated to hell.
I love poetry as much as the next.
Pretty bad.
Thank you. Well, crap. Sorry.
It's super bad here
all right.
in Atlanta.
Everyone?
I wanted somebody who I can guarantee wasn't.
Well, I can assure you, I'm here for the movement to the best of my ability, for as long as I can help. But right now, I really need to know what's going on. And I love poetry as much as the next, but so they're dominated. What's happening? Is it just keeping them quiet?
Yes. It is keeping them from doing anything against the Camarilla, period. So we have a
the
pretty big
Camarilla is
suspicion that there's
involved
an
with this.
infernalist
Of
cult.
course.
Oh, yeah. No. Okay. So in Georgia, there's a three-way stalemate, right? The town is all divided up, and for some reason, we're all getting along real pretty like. Does that sound a little weird?
Yes. And it sounded weird for the last year.
It's super fucking weird. It's because everyone's dominated. The Anarchs won't do anything. I had the
But
option
you're
to murder
not.
the sheriff.
Your people
They
are
wouldn't
not?
let me. Nobody. Well, my people
Wait.
aren't. We're from out of town.
All right, let's back it up then.
It's about now that you guys get
How
to
did you
Willow's
come
Whatever
house.
you
process?
want, man. It's crazy.
It's about now that you guys get to Willow's house.
All right. So this is my house. All right. So let's go and get my bug. Please come in. And
Your
invite
bug.
her in, and yeah, I needed your friend to wake up my friend that I found in a wall.
So Willow
You'll
leads.
see him.
Yeah,
And
Willow.
I take
Who's
her
the
to
bug?
I take her to the room where the desiccated corpse. Go on.
Yeah, so Willow leads you to a room that's sort of
Go on.
boarded up and blocked from the sun. And there is a being in here that is kind of like, the Cronenberg the Fly, but except for a fly-man hybrid, it's a cockroach-man hybrid. Man-size, utterly desiccated. And what's he wearing, Willow? Uh-oh. Did we lose Willow?
I think last Cadence put him in. Am I still lagging?
No, you're back.
Am I?
Yeah, it feels like you're pretty
Right,
behind.
That's bad.
Okay, yeah.
Am I back
I think you're back.
now? Okay, it's probably the thunderstorm happening.
Sounds
Sorry.
good.
All right.
So what's he dressed in?
The bug currently is dressed in a Red Sox jersey.
All right. So yeah, this is what you see when you come into this
throw
room.
like Mardi
you
Gras
guys hear me?
beads on him too?
I believe you did. Yes.
Oof.
There is
Am I back?
very clearly a look of concern. It's not just shock. Oh, yeah. But definitely that brow-furrowed puzzlement. Did you do this?
Oh no, I found him this way. Yeah, he was in a wall, but he's ours now. He's our friend. We think.
Just the jaw opens, the jaw closes. Does this have to do with the domination and
Oh,
the
this
city?
is separate. This has to do with he's probably a leftover from when the Sabbat held the city. And so we just have some questions. Here, let me get a duffel bag and we can put him in. Here, you get his feet. I'll get his shoulder.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We load him in.
Yeah,
to
you're.
the duffel bag.
Yeah, this guy is clearly if this guy is a Canite or a kindred, he's clearly in torpor. But you're able to fold him in. It looks like some of his limbs have been broken before, and you're able to sort of fold him into this duffel bag fairly easily this time. So yeah, you guys are able to head back. Is there any conversation on the way back to the Haven?
Yeah. So,
Hey,
I just kind of want to lay it
Do you
out.
want me to
I want to lay
discuss
out
these
the
questions at all?
craziness and being like,
Sorry, everyone, we're experiencing.
no, please. I look forward to as much information as you can give me.
yeah, I mean, everyone is
But,
on the same page. I didn't tell them that I asked for your help. And I'd kind of like to keep you very
Okay.
secret, you know? We can be like secret roommates.
Very well. Then at this point, I am visiting to keep an eye, basically to fellow Toreador,
Super bad.
or however you wish to spend this.
Could you do that one more time? My internet just is giving up.
Sure. Then just tell me how you would like to portray this visit. Just visiting Toreador, or Malthus knows that I needed to come. He doesn't know why.
Family visit. Yeah. Family visit. We had special Toreador things to talk about. And then you'll be living with me secretly. That seem good to you?
I don't think I can stay that long, but
I mean, you have a place to stay, but I do need help.
of course. And I can get different types of help, but like I said, it's just a matter of you've explained that every anarch in the city is compromised and that the Camry is behind it.
Like a lot of them. Yeah. We're pretty sure there's some sort of cult going on, and members of the Baron's a part of it. We're pretty sure. We think people in the Sabbat are a part of it. and they're gonna kill us all in June. Yeah, they're gonna kill us all in June. It's a big mess, and just. I
Okay,
mean, we're almost there. The car ride is almost over. I'll be honest with you. It's a lot to take in. I get it.
I'm gonna think about this for however long.
Muse on it.
She gestures to the duffel bag. However long this takes,
Yeah.
I'm gonna think about it for a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, I don't blame you.
So you guys get back to the Haven, and where do you guys take the duffel bag? Do you guys take it down to the lower levels? Where do you want to go with this?
Yeah, we're gonna take it down to the lower levels and sort of. I guess. Do you guys want to bring our guests down into our secret abode?
Sure, definitely.
Malthus says, "I love a secret abode. It's top 5 things that I like."
Well, it'll probably be easier if things go south to have him have more layers and walls between him or her or they and the outside world if they go on a
It's very
hunger
progressive
frenzy.
of you.
All right. Well, night is burning. Let's get this done.
He's not kidding, by the way. You'll make him very happy if you show him something spooky.
Let's wake up the terrible ancient Tzimisce warrior. Let's do it. I'm excited.
We don't
There's
know
There's a pause as you guys are walking. I'm sorry. Could you repeat that?
Oh, I said which part?
Did you say Tzimisce?
If I did say Tzimisce, will you still wake it up for us?
I just wanted to make sure that that's what we were dealing with.
Probably.
Okay.
We're not 100% sure because it's been in torpor for who knows how long, but it also looks like a cockroach. So either it is a Tzimisce or a
No,
Tzimisce got to it.
that all tracks. That all tracks.
Should I keep a gun handy?
You absolutely
Like a big
should.
gun?
Yes.
So
Please.
I just want to note something real quick here. You are expecting to wake up this presumed Tzimisce who's in torpor, who you require.
Ancient Tzimisce warrior, yeah.
We'll see. Certainly of potent blood. You're going to be waking this person
I'm
up.
going to be very disappointed if it's not ancient.
Fair. Continuing my train of thought. You're going to be waking them up. And he needs blood of potency to be woken up. So he's going to be very hungry. And if he's that potent, whether or not he's ancient or not, a doggy bag isn't going to do it. I'm assuming you don't just want to deal with a frenzying monstrosity down there. I'm saying you need to feed it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have what you need to do that?
No.
Okay.
If we're being quite honest, we weren't expecting you to get here tonight.
Fair enough.
I can
That's
get somebody here for him to feed on. Would be really pissed off if he killed any of them, and let's be clear, he's gonna kill them.
yeah. That's what I'm. It's unless you guys have this situation on lock more than you think. It's going to be very hungry. Regardless, I'm going to let you guys sort that out. I need to confer with my colleague for a little bit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He says, Julia, a moment of your time?
Of course.
He says, is there somewhere where we can... We'll just head back upstairs and let you guys handle
You
this,
can go
okay?
upstairs. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, take one of the offices.
Thank
you.
So yeah, one of you can lead them up to an office and give them their privacy. And is anyone sticking around, eavesdropping?
Oh, I'm nosy.
Yeah, I mean, I have heightened senses. I'm definitely gonna stick around and get a job.
Okay.
Oh, do you want to take them up to spy on them?
Yeah.
Yeah, you take them. I'll go back down and talk to Cadence and
Cadence, Roman, and Willow can hash out this blood issue.
Okay.
I mean, I don't really know any. Oh, go on.
So, I need you, Alex, to make a wits investigation roll. You can add your auspex.
Ooh. That's a good roll. Sorry, give me 1 second. I accidentally closed my sheet. There it is.
No problem.
And add my auspex. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
4 successes.
All right. I will say that you are able to make out about half of the conversation that's about to happen, because it's going to be happening very quietly. So pick the words that you think would be most interesting for him to hear.
Okay.
So Malthus pulls you into the room. Well, he gets you into the room, and like motions for you to stand close to him. And you guys have this conversation in a whisper. And he says, I'd like to know your read on this.
I haven't had a chance to talk to the others, but I'm not sensing much of a plan here. I'm worried that we're walking in with more information than, or at least more of an orderly structure than they have.
I have a suspicion that this is not what we think it is. Not what we were told to expect. I don't know if they...
Not at all.
I think they're compromised. Two data points. One, they want us to wake up a fucking Zamisi. And two, if I'm not mistaken, they're under the Vauldery. I think they're Sabbat.
I definitely heard that.
All right.
Your take.
Oh.
He says, I gave them...
I trust you.
He says,
Sorry.
that's not entirely damning. I know there are some anarchs. I've heard rumors that there are some who have retained that practice. But I don't like what I'm seeing.
This is such a
So...
no. Okay.
I know how I want to handle the situation. How do you want to handle the situation?
I have an additional question. What do you know? I'm hearing odds and ends about this mirror. What do you know about what you were called to do with that?
Well, there wasn't a lot of information. There's an object that needed scrutinizing. I didn't get a lot of background, merely that, mutual favors would be exchanged. Obviously, you've heard what I've heard about Atlanta and how we're not hearing anything good out of the city.
No. Shit. Okay. They're missing a team member. That I know is important, and we don't know what's happened there.
So, here's how I want to play it.
Okay.
They need to be fucking straight with us. I'm in zero mood for bullshit. Yeah, I want to know what the fuck is going on. I want to know why I'm seeing what I'm seeing on them. I want to know why they're asking us to wake up a fucking Zamisi. I want to know what the fuck is happening in this city. And if I sense that they're giving me any kind of bullshit, we're out. I'm out. You can stay, but I'm out. I don't truck with fucking Sabbat.
Okay. No, and I know, and it's going to be really important because, of course, if all the reports we've been hearing is that it's all the Camaria's fault or it's all the local anarchs' fault and we're being played, that's essential. So I agree. Let's just put the hard line down that, that we intend to leave if we don't get the information we need.
He says, all right. Let me do a couple of things.
Okay.
Make some rolls for him. Gets a little hungrier. He, over the next couple of minutes, he does a ritual on himself and a ritual on you. And he hands you a mirror, a small little hand mirror, and he says, if we need to bug out, break it.
Okay.
And he has one himself. And he says, like, just keep it in your hand. Keep it in your hand, keep it out of sight. I don't know what they know as far as that. But let's go get some fucking answers.
Very well.
All right.
Just for your knowledge, Scott, what I did there is I did it on a 2-second interval, and I literally muted my headphones every 2 seconds for 2 seconds.
Okay.
So I literally heard half of that.
Gotcha.
So this will be fun.
Okay, great.
I think I have an impression of what was said. We're gonna find out.
Okay. So the two of them come out of the room. I assume, Alex, you are waiting
That was clever, James.
somewhere. Yeah, that's very well done. I appreciate that. So I'm assuming you are waiting somewhere nearby to lead them back down. Is that the plan? All right. So so the two of them.
That's the plan, and I'm going to be very nervous around them.
Okay. So they Malthus. You get down to sort of the entrance of the speakeasy. Malthus indicates after you, Alex.
Okay. And I'll go down the stairs. I doubt very seriously that Alex can come off as anything other than really, really anxious. But that's not that abnormal for him, so hopefully they won't read too much into it.
We need to talk to everyone now.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Sure. Give me, if you could just wait in the little antechamber, let me go talk to them and get them all ready for you. Sound good?
I'd prefer not.
You prefer not what?
I'd prefer we go speak to them now.
Let's all go.
Meanwhile, downstairs, Roman's sitting there like, oh, why didn't I know about this?
Okay.
Well, I felt like, our first night together was really rocky. And then all the nights after that we had together were also pretty rocky. And so it never felt like a really good time for me to tell you about my friend, Bug.
That is bullshit, Willow.
So
I'm gonna say, sure, I'll take you to them right now, and I'll start to take them down. And when I hear Romans yelling, I will text the group, hey, they think we're all Sabbat, and I think they're gonna kill us. All I want is a
And
straight
And then I'll
answer.
continue leading them down there because I don't know what else to do.
Okay.
God damn it.
So you guys get down there.
I
what you
just
want
look
from
at
me,
the phone.
So Alex, Julia, and Malthus come back into the speakeasy area. This is Malthus says, so
Fine.
before we do this, I think Julia and I have some questions. And we would very much appreciate straight answers.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Give you what we got. Like I said, you just sort of caught us.
He sort
We
of
weren't expecting this to
Yeah.
happen tonight.
sure, understandable.
Yeah.
He sort of lowers his glasses a bit. Point one, I can tell you're all under the Vauldery.
Oh, weird. How can you tell that?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah. How can you?
He says, I'm a fucking wizard.
Point to you, sir.
I know what I've been trained to know what it looks like.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Point
And how does that
two,
make you feel?
not very secure. And
Yeah.
you're asking me to wake up a Zamisi.
All right. Well,
It
I
looks
asked you
really
down
bad.
here, so if you guys don't mind, I don't mind going.
Please.
I mean, please
Okay.
go ahead.
Yeah. No.
Clear it up.
My responsibility. Okay. So, we're under the Valdery because the fearless Anarch leader down here has a habit of blood bonding any gang leader who gets any sort of modicum of power. So
It was the only way we could hide it from him.
yeah, so we, not wanting to be bloodbound and or dominated by the asshole running this city, decided it was in our best interest to protect ourselves in any way we could.
So, point of order, all cards on the table. I am a former priest of the Sabbats, but I've been
It's
fully...
come up.
Yeah, I'm sure it has. But I've been fully a dedicated member of the Anarch movement for years. And yeah, I did it. I know how to break blood bonds. It's a thing. So, there you go.
Now,
Yeah.
Scott, can I do
So
an
that
insight,
is
please?
why we chose to do that.
sorry, pause. Yes? Someone want to do something?
I was saying, I'd like to go ahead with insight on
Okay,
that whole
yeah.
explanation.
Go ahead and roll its insight.
Okay.
For that.
Perfect.
And I'm going to also make a roll for him.
Actually, you know what I'm going to do, Scott? I think it's only fair because I kind of hate that thing where people are like, I'm not even going to, challenge you to see if I'm
Sure.
telling the truth. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll something I'm going to roll, let's say,
Charisma persuasion?
I'm going to say, hold on, charisma persuasion or composure persuasion to see
Sure.
if I can do this without coming off as super fucking anxious.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Go ahead and do that.
Yeah, because you're not lying, you're just trying to...
I'm just
You
trying
just
not to be
seem
killed.
suspicious.
I do though, don't I?
It's okay, we all do.
Okay, I got 2 successes to not come off as just pants shittingly anxious.
And what did you roll, Julia? 5. Okay. Yeah, I would say that you definitely tell that he is super anxious, but you don't think that he is absolutely snowing you. Now,
She looks over at Willow. You said dominated, not bloodbound.
Oh, both. He uses dominate to get them bloodbound and then wipes their memory of it.
That he
It was a
does.
short car ride. I couldn't possibly give you everything.
Now, I'll put my cards on the table because you seem to be not trying to blow smoke up my ass.
No, we want help.
I used to be an Archon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that
Oh.
is.
Yeah?
I am very trained at dealing with the Sabbat from a mystical perspective. And I know that just a former priest doesn't have the stuff. There's an anointing. You have to be blessed by higher ups in order to perform the Valdery. There is magic to it. It's not just a matter of doing the right thing. So if you're a former Sabbat, I would very much like to know how you are capable of performing that rite.
I performed the rite. I was anointed before I left the Sabbat. I've performed the rite dozens, hundreds perhaps of times. When I tell you that I was a priest, I don't mean to say I read a good book. I mean to say that I was a fucking magical Sabbat priest.
Question for James.
I knew the rite. I know more than just that rite. Yeah.
Question for James. Is James or Alex forgetting the fact that he was re-anointed by the Archbishop to perform that rite?
Am not forgetting that at
Okay.
all. Am trying to bluff my way out of saying that.
Then I'm going to need manipulation subterfuge.
Okay.
I believe in you.
Me too. I don't believe in me. Ow.
Do it.
Hold on. My computer's being a little goofy.
Yeah.
Seems to be the order of business tonight.
Yeah,
Manipulation,
Thunderstorm is
that's a
super bad.
good roll. Subterfuge, not as good.
Julia, if you'd like to roll Wits Insight on this.
Does awe give me anything on this? It doesn't.
Does not. You simply, yeah. Well, if you would like to activate awe, it would add your presence. But
I'm activating awe.
Okay. Everyone feels that happen.
And I'm spending willpower. 4 successes.
Okay. 3? Okay.
3.
This is... I don't think you're telling me everything.
No, I'm not. I'm a fucking vampire. But I can tell you that I'm a dedicated and loyal member of the Anarch movement.
So are a lot of people here, and this city's been a problem for a year.
Yeah, it's because of Baron fucking Tran. And look, we're a bunch of neonates that got thrown down here and told to fix this situation. And what did we walk into? We walked into a Baron, of all people, who was blood bonding Anarch gang leaders all across the city. We walked into a civil war that's going on inside of the Anarch movement. We walked into the Sabbat and the Camarilla fighting over the scraps. We walked into weird-ass fungus blood diseases that the mortals have that are going to make all of our brains explode in a couple of months. So I'd say we've done a pretty fucking good job with the tools we've got.
Yeah.
This is not a job performance review.
It is when this guy's over here and he's, scary as shit, and I'm so very terrified of you. I hope that is coming apparent. But what do you want us to do?
Alex? Do you want me to pull up a chair? Are you okay, man?
I'm good, man. I'm fine. This is all going to be great. I'm excited. Oh, also hunters. Forgot about that.
Oh, we're in Atlanta.
Okay.
I'm just saying that the fucked up shit that was happening here was not our fault. But we have done what we could do with the tools that we had available. And we're still dedicated, loyal members of the movement. We want to clear Tran out of the way. Yeah. But we can't do that when all of the gang leaders are bloodbound to the man.
Yeah.
Which brings us to why we want to wake up the bug, or at least it's been a while since we had this conversation. But as far as we know, whoever that bug is one of the last bits, I guess, of the time before Tran took over. And we would like to get a perspective on the transition that isn't, I guess, tainted by whatever has happened in Tran's leadership after that.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Give me Cadence, please give me a charisma persuasion.
To be clear, we don't know whether or not that Demetzi is Sabbat. It's, I think, a fair assumption, but we don't know for sure.
We don't know why he was holed up in a wall. He was hidden here.
That's 4 with a crit.
Okay. It's just like, all right. He looks to Alex and he says, like, I understand this isn't a pleasant conversation. And I'll be upfront with you. If my associate here and I think that you guys are not worth our time, if you're fucking with us, we're not going to make a play for you. We're just going to get the fuck out of here.
That's your right.
Oh, that's good.
Makes sense.
But, Alex, you've said your piece. Yeah. I'd like to know from the rest of you, do you have any relationship? Are you working with a Sabbat? Is there anything else that you can tell me to explain this? Gotten Alex's perspective on this. Does anyone want to share something?
Go on, Cadence.
We helped get one of the Sabbat out, so we do have a more recent communique. I don't know what that is, but I mean, we have been in
Out?
contact with one. Yeah, we got her out. She didn't want to be there anymore. We're giving her a place so that they don't come axe her head off.
All right. Please.
We've kind of been sticking our noses on all sides of the sect, if I'm going to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah.
Please.
Because we're pretty sure it's trans sect. So I've been looking into the cam. We tried looking into the Sabbat. It's dense. It's not really a culture we can parse, I guess. But we have started to look we've started to look everywhere in an attempt to figure out who's in on it. We have an idea. We have some idea of who is responsible for it, but we don't have like a full list of names.
All right.
We have a couple.
Cadence and Willow, please roll manipulation subterfuge for me.
Oof, it's such a bad roll.
Because there are things you're leaving out, and I'm taking into account who has said what.
Manipulation and actually, it's not that bad. It's not very...
This is going to come back to bite me, guys.
Oh, it definitely will.
Another 4 with a crit.
3.
Oof.
Am I holding the same one or re-rolling, Scott?
You can re-roll if you like.
Okay.
Okay. Julia, you know they're holding stuff closer to the vest than normal, but it doesn't seem anything nefarious as far as you can explain. They're keeping secrets, but it doesn't seem to be like explosive. Malthus is... You're obviously not telling us everything.
It looks super bad. Do you want to know about the Infernalist cult? Ask more questions.
Where is Madison Faircloth?
Madison Faircloth disappeared into a mirror a couple of months ago. That same mirror that we want you guys to look into.
Right.
He literally boop, right into it. We have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Yeah,
we need help.
One moment we think we're, axing a fucking Sabbat Diablo-fueled monster dude, and the next minute our fucking leaders noped off to fucking Mirrorland.
All right.
She looks straight at Malthus like, how much sense does that make?
All right, so it works out like this. We went to kill my sire because he was possessed by a Methuselah. Oh, no, I'm sorry, he was not possessed. He ate a Methuselah, and the Methuselah took him over or something. I don't really know how that works. While we were there, they brought, the Sabbat brought a brass mirror that had some sort of purpose. I don't really recall what it was. It allowed us to see something. And at the end of the fight, Madison touched it, and then he disappeared. The Sabbat doesn't seem to know why. I don't know.
So this is the mirror that you want me to take a look at, Cadence.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my friend and I are going to go upstairs. We're going to talk.
Talk it out.
And then we're going to come back down. We know the way.
No,
Malthus, if I may.
Sure.
She looks at Roman and says, you are the newest here. What is your take on this place?
Come on, Roman.
I think this is a pretty fucked up situation for 4 people to be handling. I think they're doing their best. I think I'm doing my best. Because believe me, I'm in here with my arms tied behind my back. I haven't been here a long time, but you can tell the situation's fucked. I've been here for a little over a month now. Yeah, a little over a month now, and a lot of things don't add up unless their explanation pulls it together. I do believe there is a cult. I do believe that the Baron here is among them. I believe the Prince is probably one of them. I don't know anything about the Sabbat situation here. That all happened before my time. But I got no reason to distrust them, he says pointedly.
Sorry.
This is mouth.
I didn't know about the bug, to be fair.
We were
Didn't
gonna
know
tell-
about that. Mm-hmm.
I just forgot about it.
Malthus is you work with Bell, right?
I do.
All right. Julia, can we
Yeah.
we'll be right back.
Yes.
And we will be right back after our break. When last we left, there was some tension in the speakeasy over secrets and lies. Malthus, the visiting Tremere, and Julia, the visiting Toreador, have gone upstairs. Is anyone doing the sneaky eavesdropping on this conversation?
Alex, go back up and eavesdrop.
Oh, I would, but I feel very much
May-
like I'm on
maybe-
my last straw with them.
Maybe we should just let them have their talk, because I feel like if we're up there fucking with our ears to the door and they know, then I don't know.
Yeah, the optics for this look really fucking bad.
Yeah,
They do,
Yeah, I was
they
thinking
do.
about that,
Yeah.
actually.
But
You know what? I stand by what I said.
I mean, I feel like what you said was
We're a bunch of neonates, and they threw us into literally the worst situation I can imagine. A situation where we're fending off fucking Methuselahs. Like,
I just feel like there's a way to brand situations like the bug.
politics are your job, man.
I'm sorry, all right? I'll take responsibility.
I had known
should have
about-
said something to you about the bug, Roman. All
Mhm.
right? We found the bug in the wall. It was hidden in the wall upstairs
Of this
And-
building.
of this building. It was in a hidden little dark room up there, and then I took it home to care for it.
And by careful, she means throw some Mardi Gras beads on and just sort of.
It was really more of a
I
decoration
talk to him at night
piece.
sometimes.
All right. So upstairs, Malthus is a. Oh, that's some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
They hear us
welcome.
arguing.
Welcome to Atlanta.
Yeah. So I know you're here on more official business than I am. So
Yeah.
I'm not as wary as I was before that conversation, but I still have a lot of questions. But like I said, you're here for more official reasons than I am, so I'm willing to take your lead on this.
I think priority one is finding Faircloth, or understanding at least what happened. It's unacceptable.
Fair. I mean, I never met the guy, but that is true. So I guess
He's not wrong. Every one of them was sent here by people who trust them implicitly. So I think any loss, we need to understand what's happened. They've been the talk of the movement for a year.
I know.
The fucking rants that have happened about these people. So if the situation comes back to they can put a legit argument down for the bug or whoever we're calling him, there'd better be just a plan. Some food, defenses, something. You're right. He's going to wake up enraged. I'm going to take the time to actually try and figure out what they want or need out of this place. Because all I'm getting right now is a jumble of information and problems from every side of things. And if it's a cult, I'm not going to understand it as well as you are. But politically, I fully intend to see. He's right. If it's just a bunch of neonates versus the world, that's a problem. But they're not. They're anarchs. We are here with the movement to make sure they're not alone.
Hell yeah.
All right. So
Yes,
so we're going down there, telling them that we're gonna find out about this mirror, get more, perhaps more teased out information about the fuck barrel that they're in.
Mm-hmm.
And then
we're not going near the bug situation without a better plan at all.
All right. That sounds like a good plan to me. So Alex.
Yeah.
Actually, strike that. James.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I need you to do a little exercise with me for a moment.
Sure.
Clear your mind. Think of an animal.
Okay.
Point of curiosity, what was the animal?
The first thing that popped into my mind was a walrus.
A walrus, okay. So, did you have any choice, active choice, about what animal you thought of?
I just kind of blinked in there.
Did you have any choice whether or not to think of that animal, or did it just happen when I asked you to do it?
It's just kind of, the sort of autonomic response when you're told to do something.
Okay. So those thoughts just came out of nowhere. They are free-forming things that don't have any real agency or antecedent behind them other than just the situation that you're in and the stimuli that you're receiving, right?
Yeah, pretty much just the suggestion.
Okay.
And then they go on their own.
Okay. So when I say that your thoughts are the thoughts that Alex is having right now are like that. There's no real difference from the thoughts that you normally have, with a minor difference that you're thinking to yourself in a bit more conversational way.
Okay.
So the things that I am saying seem as perfectly natural to Alex's brain as they don't always do.
All right.
So you're in the middle of this conversation, argument, blame-throwing session.
Yeah.
And Ileana said that I think too small. Is she right?
I mean, she's probably right. Eliana's pretty smart.
Yeah, I mean, I have these visions about the world and everything that's going on, and I usually try and find some way to, apply it to the small things. Am I wrong?
I mean, I literally just told these guys that it feels like it's a bunch of neonates versus the world. Maybe that really is this. And who was it? It was Ileana. She said that this situation doesn't really have anything to do with Atlanta, that it's happening everywhere.
Yeah. Man, it would be so much better if my visions were clearer.
Yeah, if only I knew how to make that happen.
Roll premonition for me, please.
Yep, there it goes.
You don't have to spend a rouse check.
Okie dokie.
Fucking Malkavian craziness.
And by the way, this is all happening while you're with your fellows, while you're bickering. So you can feel free to talk to your friends at any point, or try to talk to your friends.
Okay.
Just apologize to Roman a whole bunch. I'm sorry.
I rolled 4 successes on that.
Okay. The Camarilla is going to come for you. You know too much. They're going to kill you all to stop you from being a threat. The plans are in motion. Net Church is involved. You didn't get Inja as well as you should, and now the dominoes are falling. Causality's weird, isn't it?
I mean, it is, but it's only weird in that it doesn't work quite the way that I think that it should, because theoretically, if it worked the way that it should, you should be able to predict any situation based off of the common cause. So, for instance, I should always be able to lead A to B, but because free will has to exist in this bizarre-ass world, it doesn't always work that way, and I hate it.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's all incredibly true, but, like, did that thing that I just saw, is it predicated on what's already happened or what's about to happen? Because NetChurch is trying to contact me through the network right now. He wants a meeting.
Oh, I knew I felt something in there.
So Malthus and Julia come back down the stairs. And Malthus sets it back down and says, he motions to Julia.
Okay. We're not leaving. We're going to move on away from this person until there's a better plan here. Because right now, again, it's going to wake up raging, hungry. I don't really feel like this is laid out correctly for this right now.
Well,
Yeah.
as opposed to waking it up, I don't know that much about the condition of torpor. I've never really experienced it. Is there a way to communicate with it while it's like this?
Not that I'm aware of. It's a corpse.
It's too bad.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, no, we can put something together. I wasn't anticipating to wake it up like right here, right now, but I did want you to look at it, you know.
I think we're moving on to the mirror. I think that's where the next step is going to be, at least for Malthus. For me, I really just need to talk to all of you about the city, what you need, and what you want.
Okay.
Because you're absolutely right. You are in the midst of something which has not come back to us fully. You don't have the Anarch support.
No.
It was not intended to fling you into a space with no allies.
Mm-hmm.
The Atlanta project is essential. The waves are crashing against the West Coast. We need the East. So,
well, frankly, if I may, if you can help us get Madison back, or at least help us get some answers about what happened to him. I mean, part of the reason that you're not sure about us right now is because we're leaving a very bad impression. That's what we do. That's why we had Madison.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And as for support, we know a lot of good, or a fair number of good, Anox on a low tier, but we can't move or really make any sort of headway because the ones in charge of them are under someone's influence. We can't ourselves possibly hope to break the blood bonds or the dominating factor on all of the other gang leaders who were here previous to us. That's the most frustrating part, is because as soon as we try to make a move, we know that that's going to make it back.
Point of order.
Mm-hmm.
You could if you killed him.
Thank you.
Yep.
Finally, somebody talking my... That's exactly what I think we should do.
That is exactly. I think blood bonds, at least to me, are some of the vilest behavior that a kindred can inflict on another. And I agree that the central point is, it sounds like Baron Chitran needs to die.
Tran's got to go.
I mean, yeah.
But we have, sure, but they'll...
That's what you need?
No, yes and no, but I mean, like, there are
Yes.
ways that we do things, right? We can't just assassinate him, and if we call him out, he's going to wipe the floor with us.
So we assassinate him.
So we assassinate him.
No,
Well,
Yes.
he's still an anarch.
You said you have
That.
contacts with the low levels. Who do you have? Who can you rely on?
The gang next door to us, we kind of share territory with them. The big group of Bruja, real solid folks, good friends of mine. We've worked with their leader on occasion.
But the leader is bloodbound.
But the leader is bloodbound. So,
Alex, Alex?
Yeah.
You said a lot of things.
Yeah, I do that.
You said you could break blood bonds. Are you just talking about the Valdry here, or do you have something else up your sleeve?
I have other tricks. I can do it. And this is one of the things that we were discussing with Madison before he went to Fairyland or whatever. We were trying to determine who would be... I can only do it... It takes time. I can do it... Probably realistically, I could break a couple of them before we had to make a move, before Tren realized we were up to something, and we were trying to determine who would be our best bet. Now, we did, I think, come to the idea that the leader of the E Street Boys, the gang they're talking about, we're gonna get him alone, and I'm gonna break his blood bond.
All right. Well, that sounds like a plan. Who else? Who else you got?
Can the player ask the GM
Sure.
who else we have confirmed or suspicions of, because I legitimately do not remember.
Forgot their names.
Well, you're pretty certain that the Ministry is in your corner as far as that's concerned. You've had conversations with that as far as what you could do, and you're pretty sure that they're not touched by what's going on with him.
Can I ask a quick setting question? Because
Sure.
I'm not as up on V5. Ministry technically are or technically are not anarchs?
The Ministry is affiliated with the Anarch movement.
Okay.
The followers of Set are not necessarily. It's a very confusing situation as to thing, but on paper, the Ministry are anarchs.
So if they were to back us in a power play, that would not be seen as cross-sect alliance, and
Nope.
we wouldn't get...
Not at all.
Gotcha.
They are in our corner.
The Ministry in this city are anarchs.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so you've got
And they
that.
owe us favors.
Yeah, here's your favors. You have a positive relationship with the new Regency, which handles the asylum. You're not sure how strong that is, whether or not that's something you can pull on in this situation. And there's a potential for the Hecata to be involved, if not in the Baron situation, then in the greater situation. But that's for Roman to deal with in a bit.
I mean, I absolutely think that I've been saying for a while that I think that we break these blood bonds and we take Tren down, but losing Madison just threw everything into chaos, because he was also going to be our pick. We can't just kill the Baron and not replace him.
Yeah, we're kind of down a potential figurehead right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you guys or Julia, but I think it just sounds to me like you guys can't wait around.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I understand the need, at least the wish for it, but you said you're running out of time.
Yeah.
And the Camarilla is closing in. You said they were involved. I think at this point, a little chaos is going to be what's needed.
And if you're right, if he's bloodbounding them, if they're dominating, and he falls, then you have an opportunity to spin it. Because a lot of people are going to have a lot of feelings that they're not going to know what to do with.
I want to do it at a rant.
If we do it at a rant, then we have the opportunity for all of the gang leaders that he is bloodbound to jump and murder us.
I would like to do it maybe a little bit before the rant.
Well, I think you should definitely work on your closest allies. Get your friend free. But
Because actually, now that I think on it, if we're down a figurehead, then Nikki would be a pretty good second bet.
I agree.
If we can at least get him, then...
Can you do it in the next few weeks?
Yes.
Yeah.
I just need some help from you.
well, I know I'm not here forever.
So
I know I know Julia. She has her own situation, but let's deal with this mirror now, because apparently that's related to Madison. Putting a
Sure.
pin in that, and
Guys,
then we'll move on from there.
Is everybody okay? I have to run. One of my herd is experiencing a problem. Is everybody all right if I run for a bit?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take care of what you need to take care of.
And just to let you know, Scott, I'm going to go and set myself up for this meeting.
Okay. Now, just to be fair, this wasn't a summons. This was a
I
call.
know.
A call through the cobweb.
Or was he wanting to meet tonight?
Those things are so weird.
Okay.
There's not a lot of details. It's just he wants to meet with you, and that's about as defined as it is.
Okay. Well, I will go contact him through the web and tell him, name the time and place, and I'll be there.
Okay. Noted. So you're gonna head off to try and get that set up?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So Alex heads off.
Just as a question, because the Exabot in this discussion just rushed off, can I do the insight one more time?
Sure. Go ahead.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Anyone who wants to.
Thank you.
I don't think I'll be able to resist anything of that nature. That is what is the role for that?
Well, I'm assuming you're doing this on Alex, Julia.
Correct.
Oh,
All right.
on Alex? Gotcha.
Yeah, it's just Alex. So that is going to be, that is not a messy. So that is 6.
I am definitely up to something.
Okay, she'll let him get out the door before looking at everyone and going, so where's he actually going?
Oh, Alex?
Yes, because
If it's not
that was
one of
not-
his herd, he probably had some sort of crazy Malkavian vision.
Yeah.
He has them a lot. Crazy. That was really rude. I shouldn't say stuff like that, like crazy Malkavian vision. That might hurt his feelings, but that's what it is.
Yeah. No, he was. It is not unusual for him to want to be alone when he gets in that headspace.
Okay, so I shouldn't be worried about it.
No, he'll show back up in 3 days, like covered in blood with no clothes or something. Who knows?
You know?
Really?
He's one of the weird ones. He's pretty wild.
I think that word has lost its meaning.
Oh yeah.
No, we agree. But no,
Fair.
Cadence, how are you doing?
That is she got.
Julia just starts shaking her head.
How are things up in Boston? Haven't really had a chance to touch base with anyone.
It's the city is, of course, playing up the holidays, but at least on our side of the fence, you all have come up in conversation a lot.
Oh, really?
Good things?
Great. Good things. That's new to me.
No, I mean like good things, like question mark good things.
Many arguments.
Oh, okay, that's not great.
That sounds normal. But I am managing as best I can, but at the very least, I feel like I can actually do something here. So
Good. I'm worried somewhere in all of this overwhelm that you might have lost some speed.
How long do you think you're going to be in town, Julia?
I can probably make it for a couple weeks. That's why I asked a couple weeks, but then
Right.
I can't stay here. There's enough business I have to handle in the Northeast.
I understand.
Yeah.
But like I said, I can get something going. It's
when you leave, I would like you to do me a favor.
Mhm.
I want you to tell every anarch that will hear it about this cult. And I want every anarch to talk to every anarch they know. And I want the word to spread into Camarilla ears about this cult. And I don't think everybody in the can's going to care. But I don't know how much you heard about the what is it? The mushroom head explode thing?
Oh, we mentioned that in passing.
We have not plumbed the depths of that hole.
Yeah. Well, we have till June.
Yeah.
By the way, you're here in Atlanta. Don't drink the water.
Be very careful.
To what
I don't
extent,
know.
please?
Yeah.
So so we know that there's a cult. We know that the prince and the baron are involved. We know that
Together?
We're pretty sure.
Yeah, we're pretty
not
sure.
romantically, but like in this cult.
In this cult. So we know Tran and the prince are in this cult. And the Cam has released some sort of supernatural contagion into the mortals to sort of wipe out the rabble.
Is it
Yeah.
hurting the humans?
It's
Nope.
not hurting the humans at all. It's
Okay.
like a time bomb, I guess. And it's going to end us come mid-June.
Roman, can you roll for your death side ability, please?
Ooh.
Let me take a look at that.
Woohoo.
I would guess. Oh shoot! I do not have the. Because I was like, oh yeah, I'll just get it from the book, and then I was like, wait a minute, wrong book. That one's not out yet. Let me pull it up real quick, and just so that I know exactly how that works.
Sure. Yeah. So Malthus says, so are we going to wait for your friend? Are we going to go for the mirror?
No, we should go.
We should go without him.
Yeah, no,
All right.
the ministry's expecting us, so don't want to.
All right. Well, then let's get this going then. So you guys basically load up. Willow, are you gonna drive as normal?
Do you guys want to get in my van? There's a lot of us.
It's like a catchphrase at this point. Let's go.
Yeah.
Sounds like the order of the day.
That felt pointed a little bit. Okay, get in my van.
Okay. So you guys.
I'd rather get in your van than the fucking ice cream van. That
I'm gonna
brought
find
these two
that guy.
down.
I want to be a customer.
Why?
I just really want to feel something, and I feel like
Well, I
maybe
got the
he
license
can
plate.
scare me.
I got the license plate to his vehicle, so if you want
Oh,
it.
by the way, delete those fucking pictures. Quit taking pictures of shit, Cadence.
I thought you might want it.
Thank you. That's very nice. I say as I'm starting it up,
Okay.
pulling out. Thank you. You always think about me. I love you.
But anyway, back to the whole poisoning the humans thing. So yeah, we know there's a way to get rid of this contagion because I've seen other supernatural types do it. We just don't know how to do it ourselves yet, and we're working on figuring that out, hopefully.
Other supernatural types.
Werewolves.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Less so. They seem pretty content to leave us alone as long as we leave them
As long as
alone.
we promise to explode in June.
That's
Well,
really not that version, but yours, Cadence, is the only version of that I can work with.
yeah, no.
Do not get in their way, ever.
Yeah.
Oh, we know. We've been shot at.
Mm-hmm.
I am having a very hard time finding
All right.
cult of blood gods. I'm sorry.
Let's just ad hoc it. Say wits occult plus oblivion.
Wits, the cult plus oblivion. Sounds good to me.
Great combo.
All right.
You should probably put that on your desktop.
Yeah. As soon as I find it, because it's evidently not on my computer. Let me see. Which? That's 3. Plus oblivion, that's 1. That's total. Ooh, beautiful. Beautiful.
Mhm,
All right.
mhm.
So that's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 successes.
Okay.
Fuck.
And critical.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
So you are getting into the car, getting into the van, when you very suddenly see, for a double take, you almost think that someone's physically there with you, standing in the parking lot. But it takes you just a moment to realize that you're looking at you're looking through the veil.
Mm-hmm. And when this happens, Roman's eyes turn jet black. Just can see right into it, and every time it happens, he's just like, "Shit, turn it off, turn it off."
And the person wasn't necessarily looking at you, but as soon as you start to react, they turn on you and start sort of hobbling their way up. And you see this is a very old looking woman, decrepit, wearing very, very ancient looking, tattered antebellum style clothing.
Mm-hmm.
And the closer you get to her, it's as though like the living world is peeling away, and this woman is dominating your sight.
Mm-hmm.
And she gets right up to you, and it's only when she gets right up to you that you realize that you're not looking at one of the restless dead. Like your vision is so keen. Like, you can tell that it's off. You're looking at a kindred who's in the Shadowlands.
The hell are you?
Where's my boy? Where's dear Alex?
Alex. Who the hell are you?
I'm his auntie, and he's in trouble.
Wait, I remember.
Start talking. I can get in touch with him.
Do so. I
All right.
could find him, but I would rather use you. He's going to his death.
All right. 1 second. I'm going to text Alex immediately and say...
Hear him talking?
Oh, yeah, you can hear me talking for sure.
So yeah,
Get in the van.
I think Mr. Roman has a problem.
Sorry. Shit.
You having a Malkavian moment, Roman? Do you need to get in the van?
I'm sitting there looking at the phone, and I'm just trying to make sure that I've got his contact number. Everything else is very foggy, and so I go ahead and I send him a text saying, "Don't go, you'll die." Just as basic as I can. Get the information that she told me to Alex.
Okay. Alex, you are sort of navigating the strands of the cobweb, sort of going where you think that he wants. You're going north of the city. Close to, if not right into Cam territory. When you get that text that has all that information in it. We can't hear you.
I said about 15 times. So I'll pull over and I'll text back and I'll say, "Where are you getting this from?"
Fucking auntie.
Yeah. Your auntie.
My auntie? Question mark.
Alex, you remember a night not too terribly long ago when you woke up in some strange gray room talking to some elder of your clan who claimed to be your auntie, who put you on the trail of some various things pretty long ago.
That's what she said.
Huh.
Roman, as you're texting the she's there, she says, "Why aren't you finding him?
Working on it.
You're just standing there looking at that box."
The box is talking to him.
She
She's
blinks.
gonna like wave her hand in front of Roman's eyes, like, "What the fuck, dude?"
If anyone,
He just puts his finger up 1 second.
if anyone who has sensed the unseen would like to roll.
Thank you.
All right.
Oh.
He's clearly distressed. One moment.
By the way, this is new.
Yeah, if you're looking at Roman's eyes, they are black.
She says, well then, tell the box to tell him that the task I set him to is not yet done.
It takes
And
a couple
I will be sore if I have to drag him out of the labyrinth to chastise him.
All right. Get out of the maze. Auntie says she'll be pissed if she has to come and get you.
Well, I turned the car around. Scott, remind me what I'm supposed to be doing for her?
She had a very cryptic conversation with you that you eventually linked up to the cult and Lord Blackheart. She told you that a heretic was trying to burn the city down.
Okay.
And that's not in her interest, so...
Okay, gotcha. So the first thing I will do is I will obviously turn the hell around. The second thing that I'm going to do is through the cobweb, I'm going to leave an image for Netchurch that is just the look of you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take on the visage of Asintasana, and I'm going to have her just look at him disappointedly.
Said just disappointed.
I
Just-
Go a
need
little hard.
I need a charisma performance roll from you.
Okay.
You can add your aspects.
All right.
Just another crazy night. Cabbage Town Anarchs, you know?
That's a big roll for me. Oh, don't pick up. Well, okay, that's the correct number of red dice.
Super sorry, Julia, about this.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay. Yeah, you step back into your forebear. And you don't know if you're just nailing this, but you feel her come through you. And you're not exactly certain what she conveys through you. Because you can't really look at yourself while you're doing this.
Right.
But the static that has been sort of pulling you from Netchurch goes silent.
Ooh. Love it.
Yeah, bitch. All right, cool. I'm gonna head back to the group then.
Okay. Are you guys going to wait for Alex, or are you gonna head to the ministry?
We have
meet us
burned
there.
enough time. Yeah, it's just meet us at the Setites, or meet us with the Setites, and
Okay.
do the thing that Auntie wanted you to do.
I mean,
Question mark, question mark, question mark.
my response is, I think this is it. I think we're doing it now.
Roman, when you look back after sending that text, she's gone. Julia, what did you roll on the aspects roll? 2?
3.
There was something here. There was something here, and as soon as I said that about what happened with Roman, it's gone. It felt cold. It felt raw. But there was something here.
Yeah, sorry about that, everybody. I
Had
Have
a
you-
visitor.
yeah. Have you ever seen that movie, The Sixth Sense?
Yes, I
Yes.
actually have seen that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. The I See Dead People kid. That's me. Wish I didn't, but it happens.
Man, its success has made that far more comprehensible than I was going to make it. All right. So, you guys are able to make your way up to Vinings, up to the ministry's compound. Travel times being what they are, you basically get there about the same time.
Yeah.
And you meet in the parking lot where there's that woman with a clipboard is waiting for you.
Hello.
She says, we have the item at your ready. She looks to the two newcomers and say, I'm assuming that you are with them?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Excellent. Well,
They're experts.
I'd probably be a newcomer too.
well, we know about you, Mr. Semenov.
Mm.
But anyway, by all means, if you vouch for them, then they are welcome in our compound.
Mm-hmm.
She says, I'll escort you to the waiting area, and the item will be brought forthwith. Do you want to speak with Mr. Eli tonight as well?
Does he want to talk to us?
He is busy, but if you need to speak with him, he can be made available.
I don't need to say anything to him.
No, nothing in particular. Well,
Really?
I mean, okay, there's some stuff. I need to talk to him.
All right. Well, I will communicate to them, and hopefully when you're done, he will be available.
Yeah, I'll just update him on some crazy shit.
Yeah. So you guys are led to. This is a multi-story, like 3-story building. It's very firmly built. It's in Vinings, which is to the north of the city, just at the edge of the perimeter of the city. You guys are led to sort of a wing of the place that is kind of separated from the rest of the building, but it's very nicely furnished. It definitely would serve as a haven for multiple kindred. Just has very nice furnishings, access to the internet, anything that you might want in a place to bunker down. And you're left to your own devices for a little bit while things are prepared.
Yeah, so welcome to the Ministry's little home, away from home here. They are one of the few groups, I guess, that we know for certain are on the up and up.
So many good memories here.
Yeah, as far as what we discussed earlier this evening. So,
Ooh, which part?
the dominate bloodbond thing.
Too busy.
Excellent.
Too busy with their own cult
Yeah.
to want to have anything to do with any others. He says very quietly and respectfully of the place that he's in.
And if I didn't make it clear, Alex is here as well.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
You're muted.
Still muted, James.
Hey, thanks for the heads up, mate.
Yeah, sorry about that. I see shit sometimes.
It's good. It's good
Sure,
to
you
know
can
that.
relate.
Yeah, totally. It's also very good to know that I'm walking into the jaws of a trap. I expected as much, but I knew they were going to come for me. I didn't think they were going to come for me tonight. The cam is hunting me, by the way.
You mean your? I was about to say you're talking about your herd bud, yeah? No.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
So, do you want to extrapolate on that, Alex?
Yes, the Camarilla is hunting me.
Why?
Because Dr. Netchurch is butthurt that I called him out for being a really shitty Malkavian.
Okay, so essentially what you're saying is, can I get a Willow, you were right?
About what?
Not being able to trust Dr. Netchurch at all. Can I get a Willow, you might have been onto something there? Maybe you smelled some smoke, Willow?
No, I don't think so.
Why the fuck not?
Well, first of all, because you're fucking insufferable when you think you're right about something.
What?
But also,
you never let me be right about shit. I don't want to fight in front of Julia.
Yeah, I was about to say, Julia literally just leans up against Malthus. Like,
Julia.
This is a floor show.
Julia.
But also, maybe this is just really hard for me because this sucks, man.
Can I ask why you didn't tell them you were walking off to a trap?
Because
he just does whatever the fuck he feels like.
I mean, that's part of it. There's more, though, to it than that. The other part is that I was under the impression that Netchurch didn't suck that bad, and I was going to a private clan meeting.
Let's just
Why the fuck would you? I'm sorry.
let's just default to the Camry is terrible and maybe find a few exceptions. But I'm pretty positive we're just going to go with the Camry is terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
I'm just saying I expect like some sort of apology.
So we can assume that they know.
They know everything now. They know everything that
everything.
we were up to because
They
we
know
decided to go
everything
that
that
route.
we talked to Inja about.
Okay. Well, let's
Oh,
put
sure.
let's work that out later.
Yeah, we can hash it out later.
That's not a
It's gonna-
conversation for the middle of the set
Yep,
or the
nope.
ministry's living room.
You know
I
what? It
hear you.
actually might be since we're just talking about whatever with whoever. So like maybe we should. I'm sorry.
When
Minnesotaites been-
Yeah, let's-
been cool
let's
with
not.
us
I
so
don't
far.
mean to be like this. I'm sorry.
So eventually, the woman comes back. And
Cadence just gives the most apologetic look to both Mouthy, essentially. She's just like, I'm sorry.
Malthus is just he is not engaging with this.
Yeah. That's his right.
But yeah, so you are led to a room on the same floor where sort of this mirror, which it's not a mirror in what we would consider in modern day. It's essentially a very, very highly polished piece of brass that has sort of fossilized wood frame into which has been carved or somehow engraved very strange occult-looking symbols. And Malthus starts to look at it, and then he looks back to all of you and says, so what exactly do you want me to get out of this?
All right. So what we know so far is that one, it's obviously some sort of portal somewhere. The symbols around it, like I've done a little bit of research, seem vaguely related to like Lilith worship, but they're different from other ones, but I can't really make out what they mean. I hope that if I can parse that out, then maybe we can figure out how to activate the portal function again, but I just know what they look like. I don't have any sort of a magic sense myself, hence why I sought the help of someone who has magic sense. Does that make sense?
No, it makes sense. Do you have anything of medicines? Y'all could just make something up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, we have all of his clothes for
I mean,
one.
his laptop, his clothes, his.
I've got
bank
his
account.
favorite Dead Kennedys album.
Technology isn't great here.
Oh, okay.
Something a bit.
More personal.
And don't you
Yeah.
have all of his clothes?
Oh,
I
right.
have. I kept some of. I have some of his watches and stuff.
That'll do. He sort of hands his. Willow's the type of person who would have something fucking on her.
You know it's fucking in her van.
Oh yeah.
You know that it is.
All right. So Willow goes out, gets a very old, nice watch that Madison left behind.
Just gonna break it.
No, I just need a sympathetic resonance. If I can
Cool.
try and. I need to. It's useful to have. If we're trying to key into a specific person, then it's useful.
Sure, no
Believe
problem.
me, he's got a lot of sympathy coming his way.
Madison would say I was right.
So.
Julia's taken out a notepad out of her back pocket and just settled in somewhere while Malthus works and just started writing.
That's real good. I love that. Madison would have said that was right.
He wouldn't. You know he wouldn't.
Yeah.
So Malthus starts to examine the mirror. He starts to pull out little vials of stuff. Taking a swab off of it, putting it in the vial, pouring some of another vial like on the mirror. He has the watch on his hand, and he takes out some silk twine and like sort of like weaves it around his own hand so that it's more firmly connected to him. And he says, well, it's very old. He pulls out another vial, and he holds it up to the mirror, and it begins to glow. The substance in the vial starts to glow blue. Ventrue. This is... They're not known to be sorcerers, but this has their resonance.
Okay.
He says, I don't think I can activate this for its intended purposes. I don't think I can open it or use it the way you necessarily want me to use it, because it's very, very tightly keyed into not just the Ventrue clan, but a bloodline of the Ventrue clan.
Huh.
It is old blood went into making this, and it is, I think its intention is some sort of some way of communicating amongst the bloodline. It's meant to be very private. You would need the blood of that line to truly unlock it.
Okay.
But that's not to say that I can't do something. He says, I can try, since I'm presuming, since you say he went through this thing, that medicine is of the blood that this thing is tied to.
Yeah.
He is a Ventrue, so if it's from a Ventrue bloodline and he went through it, logic dictates.
He says, I can try and get some reading off of him. Would that be acceptable?
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be more than we've had since we fucking nabbed this thing.
All right, well, I am gonna need to eat after this, although...
We will get you whatever you need.
Well, apparently we're not supposed to drink the water here, so...
Wait. Oh, the fucking circulatory system guy. That would be from out of town.
There's a better chance of it. We can get in contact with him, and maybe you can get your bug situation nailed through that, so... I need to make a roll to see if shenanigans work. No, there's more dice for this.
Oh, Madison. Cool.
So he puts his hand, the one with the watch on it, onto the mirror. And you see blood starts to leak from his palm onto it. And the blood starts to form sigils and symbols on the mirror. He closes his eyes. And then he takes a step back. And the reflection in the mirror wavers. And you see a very hazy image of Madison. And he is... You know the face Madison has when he's engaged in top-tier bullshittery and running a game on somebody. It's that face.
I always did love that.
And you see his attention falter in what he's doing for a moment. He looks, and you see his eyes go up to the mirror. Mm-hmm. Or whatever perspective the mirror is offering. And then the imagery of the mirror changes. you see Madison in this hall of jackals and vultures and scavengers and predators of all sorts. And they're all snipping at each other and biting each other and occasionally like coming up to Madison and barking at him. And you see Madison just going from person to person, just sort of managing them. And you see every so often he plucks a feather or snips a bit of hair or takes a nail, a broken nail from them and secretes it into a pocket. And whenever he's not being looked at, his victory smile comes across his face. And then he goes back to being servile and obedient. And then the mirror turns back into polished brass. I think that's the best I can do.
You know what? That's actually good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, well, I know I need to eat.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no kidding.
Do you have contact info for Creepy Glitter Ice Cream Man? Because I did not get any.
I can see what I can do. Are you comfortable with the circulatory system showing up at your haven?
I am not.
Well, I guess we can meet them.
But I can step out.
We can have them meet you someplace. There's a couple areas that in our territory that are far away that I don't care if they show up at.
Cool. Does anyone want to come with so that you all can get some blood for your friend?
Yes, I do need to buy some blood for him.
Cool.
Don't you have a conversation here?
I don't necessarily want to talk to any of the ministry, so I'd actually rather...
not you, Malthus, no.
So if someone wants to come with me to deal with that...
I can do that. Willow,
Cadence,
you can
that's
stay here,
yours.
talk to Eli.
Oh, okay, here. When you go there, if it's a money thing, Cadence, and she goes in and like gives her like a credit card, like, listen, use this, okay?
I mean, it's our territory. I was just gonna say, if you want to do business here, you're gonna have to ante up first. But if
You're going to be asking for vampire blood at some point. It's fine.
Okay.
There's no lie.
I thought, whatever. We'll work it out.
Okay.
He's like, let's head out.
I have to talk to Eli.
Okay. Who is everyone else? Is it so? Malthus and Cadence are heading out to meet with the circulatory system guys. Is anybody else going with them or heading elsewhere?
I do want to have a chat with Alex, and this seems like the first chance that we've really had to have this this chat, being on our own. But I don't want to have it here.
Okay.
And so I'll just look over to Alex and say, "Walk with me."
Sure. I go on a walk with him.
All
I
right.
guess it's me and you, Julia.
Do you want to have your conversation alone, or shall I join you?
I trust you.
Okay.
I need your help. You have to be here. You have to hear what I've got to say.
I do have a question for you when this is over, though.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, Cadence, you meet up. Okay, you meet up in a place where when the daylight happens, there's food trucks. And that big ass van, that big ass bus, is parks and waits for you. You also get a message from your runners that they've got the package. And they just
I'm gonna tell them to like leave it in Benji's fucking mailbox. Like
Okay.
he's in an apartment complex. She'll say leave it in this mailbox at this address.
okay. And yeah, so you and Malthus meet up, and Malthus seems to know how to deal with these guys. He's just like, I can take care of my own needs, unless you want to manage this interaction.
I mean, you know him better than I do, but whatever you get, it's on me.
Oh, all right. That's fair. We do need to talk about price for services rendered. But that can be a part of it, sure, yeah. So yeah, he talks to the guy. They have a short conversation, and he gets let into the van. And then you are left with Glitterbeard. And he says, "You want ice cream?"
Just out of curiosity, where did you get your ice cream?
Milk.
And are we talking like ice cream on tap, or are we talking ice cream that's been frozen?
We got all sorts. We got what you need. I mean, we don't necessarily have everything you need right now, but we can get anything you want.
Okay. Well, just so we're clear, I'm not going to ask any more questions about where you get your ice cream.
Yeah, no, that's not a good idea.
Yeah, but if it happens to make it back to me that any of that ice cream is locally sourced in an area that I care about, well, let's just hope that doesn't happen. Okay?
No, man, no, he actually, like, the stoner facade breaks a little bit, and he says, like, I don't know how familiar you are with our organization, but if we went around sourcing ice cream from places that we weren't allowed to source ice cream from, we wouldn't be an organization.
Okay, good. Just, I'm not as familiar with you guys. I know you by reputation only, so.
I mean, we're good to know.
Okay.
We don't have a lot of presence here in Atlanta because too much bullshit, but we're good to know.
All right.
Not a great source, in all honesty.
Okay.
So, that being said, you want some ice cream?
God.
Oh my god. Okay, so I do not want ice cream, but I happen to know someone who might need a large quantity of it. Say possibly an entire person's worth, but preferably not from an entire person. Like,
is this are we talking recreational or
we're talking he's been in a coma for a very long time and is going to be on a liquids-only diet.
Gotcha.
Needs that ice cream.
So he really needs that ice cream. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well,
Such good phrasing.
I know. It's my new favorite NPC. Period.
does it matter to you whether or not the carton gets empty?
Yes.
All right.
Like I said, we may not need an entire person. We need an entire person's worth, but I would prefer it not be all from one person.
Of ice cream.
Then that amount of ice cream of that particular variety is going to be $10,000.
Okay. Well, do you take plastic?
He takes the card and he says, "That depends. I'm going to run it, and then I'm going to tell you if I take this plastic or not."
Okay, please do, because if that card is bad, I have to have some very, very harsh words with a friend of mine.
He says, "In the future, Bitcoin.
What is Bitcoin?
Oh,
Look into it."
shit. If I'd known that.
But he basically he goes to a laptop. He has a little like square runner, And it actually takes him a good like 5 minutes to process it. And he says like, all right, it checks out. Let me, Malthus comes out and looking a little bit more chipper and refreshed. And he says, well, I gotta make some sundaes, so it'll be 20 minutes.
That's fine. We got nowhere to be immediately.
Now, if it's the situation that you're talking with, we have methods of keeping it fresh for a night. But I don't, you're not gonna, unless he's got a real iron gullet. This won't be good tomorrow.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, well, let me go get that ice cream for you. All right. So, Roman and Alex, you guys go for a walk.
All right. So, it's been a few days now of us interacting, and I find myself... You're tough to read, and I'm not 100% sure that's just because you're a Malkavian.
Oh. Okay.
I want to know something.
All right.
The night we met, you sired somebody.
So I did.
Why?
Because I needed something from him.
What's that? What could you have needed from him that you couldn't have even just schooled him to get eventually?
There were a couple of things that happened. The first was that I needed information, and I needed it faster than eventually. I needed it then. And the other thing was that I had a theory. It turned out to play true. That there was no making up for what happened to his brothers, but I don't want his mission to be lost. And I had a theory that I could give him a way to continue his mission. And as it turns out, I was right.
So, you got a problem with us killing Tran?
No, not really.
You opposed it vocally.
I oppose going outside of the structures of our sect. We aren't supposed to just assassinate people as anarchs.
As far as I'm concerned, he is not an anarch.
It's not really for us to just decide that, though. If we were to go with the no true Scotsman sort of mentality, people could kill me anytime they wished because I'm not really an anarch. But I am, and so is he. He's an anarch who's made mistakes. And traditionally speaking, unless I misunderstood, which, hey, I'm new to the movement, we don't just kill each other. We don't assassinate one another.
Fuck.
New to the movement. No, generally you're not supposed to.
If this is a situation where the answer is generally we're not supposed to, but we're going to make an exception just this once, then I'm not really fucking sure why I left the Sabbat.
No, you're right. Ideologically speaking, we shouldn't. But if this anarch, who has made mistakes, leads to the downfall of every other anarch in the city, of every other kindred in existence, because he made some mistakes, isn't it better we just get him out of the way?
I mean, look, in the end, we're going to do what my gang wants us to do. I'm the priest. I'm not the whatever we call ductuses in the Anarch movement. So, of course, I'm here to back up Cadence's lead. However, I consider myself, even though we're not Sabbat and I don't hold the same responsibilities that I did in the Sabbat, I still consider myself to be the moral center.
You sired somebody.
Yes, I did.
You took their life and you made them one of us. How are you the moral center of anything?
Ooh. Oh no.
Do you want to know what I did, actually? I
know what the
propagated
result was.
Oh, no, you don't. You
Let's
know
hear
in
it.
your limited imagination what you think the result was.
Is he not walking around just like us, drinking blood?
Just like us, drinking blood? No, not exactly. Do you know what the... Actually... What I created that night is a vampire. There's no doubt about that. And that is a burden that I will bear on my conscience forever. But just like us, he is not.
Just like us, he is not.
Just
What
like
does
us,
that
he
mean?
is not. Within minutes of siring that being... Do you know what the Inconnu are?
No.
Huh. I don't either. But I know that they're very powerful, and they're very old, and that within minutes of siring him, they showed up to collect him. Because he wasn't Malkavian, and he wasn't Caitiff. He was something else. And, you know, sometimes one of the things that I think you're going to have to fucking get used to if you're going to be a member of this gang is that I am the moral center, and I have visions. And everybody thinks it's funny, right? Oh, it's cute. Alex has gone off. He's having one of his visions. Ha ha ha. They have followed my visions unerringly since the beginning of this, and they have survived.
It's true.
When I have a vision, sometimes I don't understand it. Sometimes I don't know why it is that I have to do the thing that I have to do, but I do have to do it. And so far, it has turned out in our favor every single time. And when it doesn't, when my visions fail me, I assume that I'll be dead shortly thereafter. But yeah, I will deal with the sin that I committed. I don't need you to fucking remind me, Dad. Thanks. But don't stand here and lecture me about murdering a guy who has killed dozens of my friends.
But when I say it... Ooh.
Well, you're going to
You're
sit here and tell
powerful
me
shit.
that it's certainly okay to just fucking forget the rules of the sect. We all make compromises sometimes. Fair enough?
Good talk, Alex.
Good talk. I clap him on the back.
So, back in the compound, she leads you to the upstairs chamber, which is a much, much nicer, much even better, well-appointed room with lots of paintings and sculptures and very esoteric-looking table settings, a very low-burning fire in the corner, and within a few moments, a young man, very young man, probably physically doesn't look more than a teenager, with a crop of thick, curly, more wavy red hair, enters the room. Looks to you, Willow, and says, "Willow?"
Good evening.
And guest.
This is my clanmate, Julia. She's another anarch who has come here to help. She's uncompromised.
That's good to hear. I have very little time tonight, Willow. What can I do for you? Oh, pardon my rudeness. Eli, welcome to my home.
Thank you for your hospitality and assistance, Eli.
First, has anyone gotten around to telling you about the blood parasite?
Yes, we spoke of it last time.
We spoke of it last time. Excellent. In the next couple of weeks, I have every intention of assassinating Baron Tran. At any point, I'm probably going to ask for your help in exchange for some favors. Or I'm going to cash in some favors.
It will be very easy to make that arrangement. I'm glad you're ready. We definitely need to be ready for that. Thank you for letting me know. Do let me know when the dance card comes around.
Oh, most definitely. That was the biggest thing. I just wanted to give you a heads up on since we were here.
Excellent. Well, I will have to rearrange some events.
Of course. I mean, you're not going to be doing it alone, hopefully.
Well, I'm assuming you're taking point on this, so...
We just need a little backup, just in case.
It'll be there. This has been a long time coming.
I'm very excited. Anything else? No? That's all?
Julie, anything I can do for you while you are in my home? Any questions I can answer?
What's your take on the city, please?
The
power dynamics here. We've
been aware that our dear Baron has not been dealing fairly with the kindred of the Anarch movement for some time. There's not much that we've been able to do about it. We've been able to maintain our independence as best we can. And we know that things have to change. And we've come into agreement with your friend here and her group that we'll work together to do so. And that when the wheel turns, the ministry will be in a better position to help steer the movement.
And the Camarilla?
Fuck the Camarilla.
Oh, I agree. The question is, when things start to shake here, do we think they'll destabilize? Will the tower shutter, sir?
That I don't know. My suspicion is that the Baron has been one of them since the beginning. To whatever extent he is a part of their plans, we will certainly throw sand in their eyes. But their response, I don't know. I think we certainly need to be ready for it.
I agree. Thank you very much for your insight.
It's good to meet you. I do have to get going.
Of course.
Too. Busy night.
All right.
So she sort of excuses herself out into the lobby. And it's just like, I guess we can drive back to the communal haven.
Sure.
What do you want to talk to me about? Let's talk about it once we get in the car.
Sure, of course. I had a question. You seem like you're not dealing well.
Oh, in what way?
The question is, please tell me if there is, and if so, what, a place in this town that has spoken to you of beauty, that has made any of this worth it. Because you're exhausted.
Not
Is there
really.
anything you like?
About Atlanta?
Mm-hmm.
Cadence is nice.
She's not.
I mean, I don't have any love for this city. I'm not here because I love it.
But nothing is soothing your soul in regards to us, our needs as a clan.
I have been getting by adhering to my gang as closely as I can, even when I hate every decision that they make. I can't not. If I'm separated from them, it falls apart.
Mr. Garcia has great faith in you. I know you know that.
Yeah. I'm only doing this for him. If it wasn't for him having faith in me, I would not be here.
It's going to get crazier.
Oh, I know.
I apologize, but also it's going to make this city better. I don't want to see us at each other's throats either. And honestly, if it comes to a point where someone more important than me says that this is going to go to trial and structure, that's fine. But I'm saying the movement is under shackles, and that's abhorrent, and that's hideous, and that is going to end. Because there's enough anarchs in this town to wreck everyone else here.
I know. It's infuriating. It's so hard. The anarchs here aren't anarchs. And I'm not used to it. I'm not used to... I was a fledgling in LA in the 90s. You understand what that was like.
Fire and loud voices.
Chopping heads, gunshots. I don't understand how things have changed and how things are changing.
Just hang on tight. It's going to get faster. It's going to get louder. Hang on tight. And if they are what you have that brings you any comfort, hang on tight to them.
They're all I have. She is visibly very upset by that sentence. And you know, they're in the car, and it is unsure, it's unclear whether or not she is unsure in a positive way or in a negative way. As with a lot of things of Willow, you're never really quite sure about what exactly is going on in her head. Are you excited to help me kill a Baron?
Honestly, killing's not my thing, but I was asked to weigh in on this. And as far as I can tell, this is one of the situations where you have to kick something real hard, watch it fall over, and then you can pick up the pieces.
Excellent. I hope you're in the room when we try to tell Alex.
That is still an odd situation, but I get it.
Maybe you could say something. I can't.
I'll do my best. And she takes the piece of paper she's been writing on the whole time in the ministry, folds it up, hands it to Willow, and basically says, you know, I hope this will help you later. And I've put a document in chat.
Willow, why don't
So,
you
yeah.
read? Why don't you read that for us?
I sat on the steps outside the house at sunset. The last light turned the gray shadows purple and velvet with import. We do not sleep at night. We mustn't. It is too warm here. The room inside is filled with comfortable beds, and we're tired. We're tired of the brocade blankets and jacquard. Burn it all. Wake the sleepers and take their bedspreads from them, the better to run through the night. The fields are ripe, but we will never be harvested, torn open by hands digging into the soil, left clay red. The garden and the flower bed are built on the grave, to the grinning eyeless skull. All jokes are funny, a perfect audience. Gather books and desks and loud voices. Make the music that rumbles our bones and keeps us awake, musician. A falcon perched on the roof. Without her hood, eyes keen and vicious, she will not return to the glove. Howl and wake your household, hound. Fetch up your old bones from the dirt. Ruin the crops and chew until the stained ivory breaks. The sun is gone and we are awake. I leave the steps colder for my setting and slam the door as I go.
I love it.
I love that.
So we're going to have to end for the night. But there is a question that I have of Julia, because I don't think we'll be able to get Abby back for the future. The card that Julia has been given to play, how likely is she to play it here? Or to put it into their hands?
She will go ahead and play it.
Okay.
She will go ahead and make that call.
Okay. Well, the importance of that we will find out next game.
What does that mean?
But thank you all for playing. Thank you, Abby, for coming and joining us this evening. I think there's some really good roleplay tonight. Thank you all there for watching. I'd like to give a big thanks to all of my patrons because you support the show, you keep the lights on. Definitely want to give a huge shout out to all my $5 patrons. Let's see here. Who are they? We got Mr. James Davey. We've got Miss Mo Ferrer. We've got Miss Abby Peterson. I swear I don't get paid to roleplay. Mr. Eric Ramos, Mr. David Haddad, Mr. Michael Tyson. All of you have purchased my love, and thus it is yours. But anyway, quick announcement. Normally, we have Burn It Down every other Wednesday, and of course we're playing showing Dungeons and Dragons every other Thursday. However, there's going to be a special episode of Dungeons and Dragons tomorrow. It's special because it had to be made in a special way, which will be explained when the episode airs tomorrow. But then we'll have Dungeons and Dragons next week as well. So just 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, there'll be an episode of Dungeons and Dragons. Does anyone here have anything they'd like to plug?
The usual, I make art. I like to sell art too if people want to buy it. So if you go to MCK Does Art on Facebook, you can find examples of my work and my pricing. So, feel free to hit me up if you want it. I know that these are tough times for a lot of folks, but it's still nice to know that people are willing to throw money at stuff that I do for fun. So,
it is very, very good.
Yay.
Anyone else?
The Midnight World is a horror tabletop RPG focused on telling stories of supreme, otherworldly badness, but with a focus on mental health issues. Everybody who listens to your stream knows what the Midnight World is.
Yeah.
Just by way of an update, we got all the backer kits out. We actually have our backer kit pre-order store up now, and we're getting a lot of really solid orders through it. So if you missed the Midnight World's Kickstarter, but we're still interested in helping us out right now, you can go to you can find us. The best way to find us is on Facebook at just search for The Midnight World. And you can also go to Kickstarter. You can still get our sort of updates through there. And you can just go to Kickstarter and search The Midnight World. And we will have links to the backer kit pre-order store, so you can go get your Midnight World on. And we are starting up a Twitch stream as soon as time allows, so that we can start inviting people on to play the game with us.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
Anybody else have anything?
Yeah, I do pretty regular GMing over at twitch.tv/Surprise Round RPG. So please go check that out. I don't have anything immediately pressing on that one, but we have VODs of everything that we've ever put out there before, and it is a pretty substantial bulk of content there for you.
Cool.
So please go check that out. Yeah.
Mo, anything from you?
Nothing from me.
Abby, anything you want to put out into the world here?
Keep on trucking, everybody.
Awesome. All right. Well, I think it's just about time to wrap it up. Who wants to lead us in the grand chorus?
Who did it last time? Awesome.
I think I did last time.
Yeah.
Is that Candace's turn, maybe?
I mean, Abby, you're welcome to if you want
Abby.
to.
Yes, our guest.
Oh.
Sure. Okay.
All right.
All right, folks. Well, I was about to say, as much as it's nice to put good in the world, let's also flip off the bad. Have a great night, and
Fuck Nazis!
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.